These Florida Gators are ready to compete in the SEC right now. Lane Kiffin is going to self-destruct at LSU. They're not going to the playoffs. You can take back to the bank. You heard it right here.
Have you ever listened to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and thought, I could do that? Well, maybe you can. We're in search of fresh local voices to join our on-air lineup. Are you the person everybody argues sports with at work? The one your friends say should have a radio show? Then maybe it's time to stop yelling at the dashboard and start talking into a microphone. If you're a sports fanatic, we want to hear from you. Previous radio experience is helpful, but personality, authenticity, and the ability to connect with listeners matter even more. This is your chance to be heard across the Panhandle. If you think you got what it takes to host a show on the Sports Talk Monster, send 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida a short audio sample of your hot take, big reaction, or lean-in conversation, and tell us about yourself. Don't snooze on this one. Email espnpanamacity@gmail.com. That's espnpanamacity@gmail.com.
Take the hassle out of pool ownership with Tropical Spas and Pools. Their weekly pool cleaning service covers it all. Water testing, chemicals, brushing, vacuuming, and a full equipment checkup, so you can just relax and enjoy. Ready to upgrade your backyard? They specialize in hot tub spas from entry-level to executive models, starting at $6,599. Plus, above-ground pools like an 18-foot round starting at just $4,295. Visit Tropical Spas and Pools, 3612 West 23rd Street in Panama City.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Bumpers, truck bed covers, camper shells, van shelving, ladder racks, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner.
If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it.
Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Y'all hear? Hot tub! Hey. It's going to be hot today, man. Good Lord. Heat index, they say, could be up to 112. Good morning. Welcome to 104.3. Yeah, get in, baby. Jump in the Gulf. You're in the hot tub. Well. Welcome to ESPN 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida. Hot again. If you don't have Stevenson air conditioning, you have made a big-time mistake. The best. They're always there for you, anytime, any place. Stevenson air conditioning, number one. 112 heat index. We got a heat advisory until 7 o'clock tonight. James, who are you wearing today?
I got the Tampa Bay Rays on. Had to look down.
Hey, you look pretty good. Hey, we got something special to share with everybody out there this morning. Go ahead.
We do, guys. I got to tell you, baseball is heating up, and this summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest betting odds in Florida. Introducing the 10-cent summer sale. We're cutting the cost. We're for our winners, and we're making the spreads and over-under pregame baseball bets. The same bet still, but better odds for you. Swing for the fences all August long with the 10-cent summer sale only on Hard Rock Bet. Roll with Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, valid for moneyline, spread, and over-under pregame markets with odds between -250 and a positive 250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE. That's 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
You know why I didn't read it?
Well, Time to go to break.
I'm concerned.
2-hour show. Hey, Outlaws Barbecue. I was there yesterday with the legendary Phil Cobb. It was outstanding. We had a great time. I had the smoked tuna dip. Steve, you've got to get down there. This is the best kept secret on Panama City Beach in Bay County. They used to be on 23rd Street. Paul moved over there. You go past J. Michaels on Thomas Drive, go around the curve, Newbies 2. Look for it. Start looking for it then. About halfway down, not quite halfway down to the mothership on the right-hand side, you'll see it. And every Thursday and Friday night, got live entertainment. Great barbecue. It's incredible. Go check it out. We think you'll love it. Special guest today, Steve Moss, school board member. How many years you been doing it now?
16, and I just got reelected, so before it's over, it'll be 20 years.
Is Jerry the same way?
He's a little bit ahead of me in regards to years on there. But you're right. Talking about the heat advisory, it was so hot yesterday, I was actually glad my wife gave me the cold shoulder. That's how hot it was.
Speaking of her, she started another year. I saw her little welcome back to the kids and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. How's she doing? Is she okay? Everything going with Coop with the injury? Did she handle it okay? Because most of the mothers freak out.
It was, I tell you, Monday was our first day of school here in Bay County. 27,000 students went back to school on Monday. And honestly, Coach, it was one of the smoothest opening days we've had in years.
Yeah.
If you ask all the different principals, I'm like, well, how did your first day go, right? They said, as a principal, your first day goal is to not lose any kids. Make sure they get home on the right bus or the right car, and then the instruction happens later in the week. But we set relatively small goals early on. Get them fed, get them home, right? Don't lose them the first few days, and then obviously the instruction. But at least here in Bay County, one of the best starts we've ever had.
Awesome.
Steve, where's your wife working now?
Breakfast Point. There on the Breaks. They're a K-8, a little over 1,100 kiddos.
Wow.
There at Breakfast Point, and so she's enjoying it some days, most days.
Someday.
But if you're a principal, sometimes you take the good with the bad.
Oh, yeah.
And the stud himself, the legend, Jason Kovaleski. I say it all the time, men fear him, women love him. That's a true statement. There's no doubt about that. And we have both missed Jim Bob. We have seen Jim Bob forever.
I know. I miss my Buckeye brother.
You okay? Everything good? I know you got some issues going on. Won't get into that. But,
not me, but
right.
serious stuff.
Yeah. We're getting old as hell, I'm telling you. Believe me. And looking at you, I know you agree.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of old, I almost thought you died yesterday.
Yeah, tell me what happened.
So here's the deal. Coach calls me a couple days ago and said, hey, Lace, you want to be on the show Friday? I'm like, yeah, Coach, I'll be there. We'll talk about sports and everything. And so, he called me and we talked about it. Well, yesterday it's a true story. I get a FaceTime from him right in the middle of the day. And I open it up and I say, hey, Coach, it's Steve. What's going on? And all I hear is beep, beep, beep. And I thought, Coach is in the hospital. He's been in a car accident.
He's in the back of the ambulance.
He's on life support. I hear beep, beep. And I'm like, Coach, are you okay? And I don't hear anything. I hear heavy breathing. And then the beeping starts getting lower. Beep.
I want to say bye.
Beep. And I went, oh, my gosh, he's passed away. And I start this FaceTiming. And I'm yelling, Coach, are you okay? Hang in there. Don't run to the light. You're going to be all right. Because that beep is getting fainter and fainter. And I hear this heavy breathing. And finally, he picks up the phone evidently. And he said, Steve, is that you? And I said, yeah, Coach, are you all right? Do I need to head down there? And he said, no, I'm in the self-checkout line at Publix. I said, daggone it, I thought this was it. I thought it was the end. I heard heavy breathing, and the beeping was getting smaller and smaller. I thought that was it. He said, man, I butt dialed you. I apologize.
Yeah, and I'm walking. I said, I'm hearing something. That ain't right. And then I look down. I see Steve's face.
It's true.
I don't know.
But with the heavy breathing and that beeping just got fainter and fainter. I said, there it is.
I just want to tell everybody bye.
That was it.
I was calling people Facebook. Did you get yours?
Yeah. He FaceTimed me on his way out. But
and I apologize for that, too, because I middle of the day. It was the middle of the day.
It got me all upset, but it was a self-checkout line at Publix. Not the same beeping that I thought it might be.
Surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Coach Hale and technology.
Yeah.
Steve, I have to ask you, I don't know if you saw this. This isn't about our area per se, but it's about somebody, a school that's close. I saw yesterday, because I taught at Taylor County for 4 years in Perry, Florida, and we played this team every year. That's Jefferson County in Monticello, just east of Tallahassee. They're not, and they've won, historically, they've won as many state championships in football at that level as probably than anybody. They're not having football. They only had 9 kids show up for football.
Yeesh.
9. 20 in middle school. They're still going to try to do middle school. But I'm thinking, Jefferson County's not going to do football? Like, are you kidding me?
And that's a powerhouse, or at least in the past they've been
It's
a
like,
powerhouse.
how do you explain going that's where Jeremy Brown won his state championship, 10 years ago?
Gotcha.
That was Jefferson County.
Too hot.
That was.
And I saw them going like, how do you just not have...
Who in the right mind would get up there and play football?
They all transferred.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
To Bluntstown. I'm kidding.
I did see that, but I didn't realize where Jeremy had coached
How about
before.
that? It's unique. I mean, sometimes I know things come in waves, probably in the high school level, maybe even at the college level. You know, we've seen teams that be really good, and then all of a sudden they're not really good. At least in the state of Florida, it is easier now to transfer from school to school and,
I think that's getting
and jump around. Especially a lot of folks don't want to play for the smaller rural schools. They'll jump to a bigger school, and it's easier now than it's ever been.
Right.
So I don't know if that's part of it.
I guarantee you it is.
Could be.
Does Florida have 7-on-7 football at high school levels? Because I know, like in Kentucky and in Tennessee, like in the
Smaller
eastern parts
states
up
do.
into the
Yeah.
mountains, they have 7-on-7. Because I mean, there's just not that many kids at the school.
I don't think we do in
I
Florida.
mean, it's huge. It's just AAU.
I think it's in the summer. Yeah, they might do on their own
over
time.
the
I know.
summer.
Yeah,
I know.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Smaller states sometimes.
Yeah, like especially up in like Appalachia, where there's
Right.
just not a whole lot of kids in the school. They play 7-on-7 because that's
Right.
you only got 14 kids on the whole team.
I
I
don't
mean,
think it's associated with the high schools, but it's a huge. I mean, Miami something. I forget the name of the teams, like where Jeremiah Smith, Brandon Ennis, all the receivers that went to Ohio State were because they had an Ohio State coach on the team. So it's huge. It's just more AAU oriented than it is high school oriented.
Right.
I know FHSA does not sanction it. I'll
Right,
tell you
right.
one sport, though, that is busting at the seams in regards to football is girls flag football.
Amen.
People,
I'm glad we got it.
Those
It's
girls,
it.
and not only here in Bay County, but across the state, these young ladies are coming out of the woodwork and they're loving and embracing flag football. And people thought, well, I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that
I'm
up.
telling you, it has been a tremendous success. So maybe, I don't know, Coach, maybe you're losing some kiddos on the boys' side to playing, regular tackle football. Boy, the girls are really embracing the flag football part of it.
All right. I hope they let the cheerleaders play other sports like that. I don't know if that conflicts. Gotta go cheer a game or gotta play. I don't know. When is flag?
There's not an overlap. I mean, so they should be able to do both.
I hope they can because I know I got Leighton can play. Leighton can play. I'm telling you.
The cheerleaders go through a lot, though. I mean, the practices.
It's year-round.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're athletes. I mean, some people, they just go to the games. No, they are like gymnastics and gymnasts and tumbling and the whole thing. Just watch that Netflix documentary on some of those cheers. I mean, they're high-level
intense.
athletes. Yeah.
Their parents are intense.
And they don't feel pain. They have torn ACLs and they're out there doing flips and stuff. I seen that at Bay High. We'd have a kid, in basketball, he'd have a sprained pinky toe or something.
Yeah.
They'd sit out practice and they'd be out there tumbling with like wraps on their knees. And I mean, they're hard.
Jim makes a comment all the time how it's improved so much that Julie couldn't make it this day and time. She's lucky she cheered back in the day.
Back in the day.
He'll be home in about an hour.
We tell all of our new principals when they first get there, speaking of cheerleading, they're like, listen, here's the ABCs of being a good principal. And they're like, all right, I said, if you can get this right, you can be a principal as long as you want. If you can get athletics, band, and cheerleading right, you'll be a principal as long as you want. And the parents that come along with the athletics, band, and cheerleading, you'll be the most successful principal out there. Those are your three groups. You better keep happy.
Are you saying that parents can be tough on cheerleading and athletics?
You said high maintenance, didn't
bands.
you? I didn't say high maintenance. You said high maintenance.
Cheerleading. Okay.
Athletics, band, and cheerleading.
They're all equally tough.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Maybe the cheerleaders' mamas are tougher than any of them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. They're very competitive.
I'm going to ask you, high school football getting cranked up tonight. Now, are you still calling any games, or what are you doing?
I am. I'll be at Gavlac tonight, where Arnold will host North Bay Haven. Matter of fact, there's a game at all three of our major stadiums. Bozeman's playing at home. Mosley will be at Tommy Oliver. And then I believe Bay and Rutherford are going to be on the road playing. But the kickoff classic is tonight for all of those teams. And then later on, I can share with you something's going to happen tonight that's never happened in Bay County football history. See if you can get that. A little teaser for later. But tonight is the kickoff classic again.
Whoa. Is it going to be in Tommy Oliver at Arnold or what?
Let me give you a hint.
Yeah.
It's going to be in North Bay County.
Bozeman?
Maybe.
Oh.
Okay. So it's a little teaser. It's never happened in Bay County history. It's going to happen tonight.
I get
in
it.
regards to high school
it's
football.
going to be kind of hot, isn't it?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But all the
might
teams
get hot.
all the teams are playing here. Again, only Bay and Rutherford are going to be on the road. And then next week, season starts. And it's crazy because literally school just started Monday.
Right.
Monday here in Bay County was our first day. Friday, we got a game. Today. Now, again, it's a kickoff classic, so I know they've been practicing over the summer and, of course, in fall, but it hits you pretty quick.
Do you know what format they're following with North Bay Haven and Arnold? Are they going to play halves? Are they going to have JV part of it or what?
It's going to be a real game. The JV will play the fourth quarter. Last time I talked to Jason, but the starters will at least play for both teams the first half of football.
okay.
It's still hit or miss on whether the kicking game is going to be live. There's, whether it's going to, sometimes if you score, then maybe they just might put the ball at the opposing 35-yard line and it's first down there, because the kicking game is still
What did we used to
work
do?
in progress.
Did we do live kicking?
In my years as a coach, we did just about any and all of what you just said. It seems like it was different every year.
Yeah.
We used to show up and have 4 or 5 teams. You play a quarter against one and flip. And
Right.
then a
In the
quarter against
spring we
other.
do that, but in the fall I've always wanted to
Right.
play a classic. You kind of get in game shape. I think we did live kicking though. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Other than that, it's going to be a regular game, so to speak. The national anthem, band playing, the cheerleaders, the whole 9 yards. Kind of honestly a rough draft, so to speak, a rough run through of next week when it does count.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Get out. I'm telling you, I think most of you have been there. This is pretty cool, man. Deckhand Social. This is the place that's unique, man. You can sit there and watch the beautiful bay, big, gorgeous boats being put in, put out. Then you got a huge swimming pool. And the biggest TV probably in Northwest Florida, 20 foot wide by 10. It's like you're at the game. They got a Saturday and Sunday brunch. You come let your kids swim. You're watching the football games, NFL, college football games there. The food's absolutely incredible. Deckhand Social. Go check it out. You're absolutely going to love it. It's let me get the address for you. Give me a second. The address of this thing is 3901 Thomas Drive. It's between the marinas right there. This is a great place. You've been there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm talking about. It's great for
We took our whole
families.
family down there.
Yeah, you can sit there and let the kids swim all day. You eating a great meal, having great drinks, watching all the big games. Go check it out. You're absolutely going to love that. Also, if you're in Lynn Haven, Pat Perno, city commissioner over there, does an incredible job. Tonight, you got to be there. Pack it out, because they always do before Mosley Dolphin game. Get out there, have a pregame meal, have your little pep right there before Braves Lynn Haven. Head out to the game, and of course, on Saturdays and Sundays, all the big-time NFL college games at B4 Braves and Lynn Haven. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant, beautiful Panama City Beach. I'll see Steve Moss there, his beautiful wife, Coop. Speaking of, well, I'll ask you about that when we get back in the break. The day special is crisp fish, grilled fish over bed of rice, peppers, onions, special sauce. It's outstanding. The best seafood, ice cold beer. Phil Cobb and I went to Outlaws for lunch, J. Michael's last night for dinner. We had a blast. 2 great.
Why didn't you invite me?
My phone. After I butt called.
You were dying.
The phone just didn't work.
You were
I had a
dying.
health issue. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm going to listen to Jason. I'm moving Bama before.
There's a lot of weapons on that Alabama football team.
So
Riley Williams is not being talked about, and this kid's electric. If they can just get him the ball.
He's got married, too, I believe.
I hope so. To that doll?
That's
to his little teddy bear?
That's good. I was worried about that boy.
Weekday morning, 7 to 9. ESPN.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 93 with a gentle breeze at 11 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 83. Tomorrow, mostly sunny throughout the day with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, and a high around 93. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
This is Patrick with Turf Pro Pest Control. Do you want a great-looking lawn? Call Turf Pro. We will come out to your property and make a customized plan for your lawn. Then we will do the most important part, execute that plan. Turf Pro is a locally owned and operated company. We take pride in making your lawn beautiful. Call Turf Pro. You will love your lawn. The blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Find us on Facebook at Turf Pro PC.
Looking for the ultimate local hangout? Welcome to the Deckhand Social. Savor fresh coastal bites, sip ice-cold craft drinks, and soak in those unbeatable vibes on the Grand Lagoon. Whether you're kicking back after a day on the water or catching the sunset with great music and good friends, this is where PCB comes together. Plus, watch the game on the 20-foot wide mega screen, featuring inside and outside dining. The Deckhand Social, 3901 Thomas Drive at Pirate Cove Marina. Follow them on Facebook.
Now, It's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250 plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
The homestand continues tonight. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network morning update.
Tidal Wave Auto Spa is the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves and your go-to car wash destination all season long. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com to find a location nearest you.
It's been a successful homestand so far as the Braves took 2 of 3 from the Mets, including a 6-3 decision on Wednesday night. The Braves pounded out 3 home runs in that one. Lane Thomas, Mike Yastrzemski, and Austin Riley. Riley, incidentally, 3 for 4 in that one. Tyler Mahle, another good performance. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Beware of those snakes, though. They are in that wild card spot right now. They are creeping up, and they are a very good team. Part of the reason is the work of Brandon Pfaadt. He will be on the mound for the Snakes. He's 6-1, has a .336 ERA, 24 walks, and 54 strikeouts. He's been very hot lately. Not as hot as Chris Sale, though, because the ace will be on the mound for the Braves. He of the .220 ERA, 28 walks, 151 strikeouts. The Ford Leadoff Show will come your way at 6:05 Central, and first pitch between the Braves and the Diamondbacks, 7:15 Eastern, 6:15 Central Time. And, of course, you can hear all of it on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Now, it's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I want to ask Steve Moss, Coop, Eli, both at South Florida. They've all moved in. They're all down there. How's his recovery going with his shoulder? Everybody kind of wants to know what's going on with him.
Oh, first off, thanks for asking. Obviously, Cooper was playing for University of Florida last year, redshirted, and then transferred to University of South Florida, played this summer and got injured, went over to the Andrews Institute. In 19 years, Cooper's never had a significant injury, so we didn't know necessarily. We were really blessed how this works, and it was his throwing arm as well, kind of a freak accident. And he was doing really well, Coach. He was 93, 95, hitting 97 a couple times on the mound, so really throwing it hard, good breaking ball. And then South Florida said, we want you here as a weekend starter. We'd love to have you here Friday and Saturday. And he grew up a Gator fan, loved the University of Florida, but there was a little bit better opportunity, honestly, at South Florida. And then a lot of some other issues, too, especially, honestly, the coaching. So anyways, we were excited to go to South Florida. He got injured, had surgery, and we're 6 weeks, almost 7 weeks post-surgery, pain-free. Nice. So it's been great. Him and Eli will go down there this weekend. We're actually going to the Rays game. The Rays game Saturday night. Rays host Baltimore, and then we're going to drop them off. And then baseball starts literally the next week at South Florida with their fall practice. So things are going. He won't start throwing. Cooper won't start back throwing till December.
Yeah, I thought they were. Yeah, we had Eli in here, and he was leaving the next day. I guess go find a place.
They're going to be roommates down there.
Are they on campus or off?
Right off campus.
Okay.
Yep, they're off campus. And the
so what are the doctors saying about when he can get back, start throwing again? Because that thing usually a critical.
Around Christmas time, he can start throwing, but he can actually position players can get back. Actually, it's a labrum. He had a torn labrum back of your shoulder. Position players get back faster. So the coach and even the doc over there said, listen, if you want to start swinging it, you can actually start swinging it sooner than you can start throwing it. The overhead motion puts a little more stress on that labrum, the back of the shoulder. But he said if you want to start swinging it, you can get back faster versus actually throwing. So Cooper's going to go down there with the opportunity in October and November. I mean, he had 20 home runs in high school. Yeah. Will that translate to the collegiate level? We'll see. He never got the chance to swing it at University of Florida, but he will at South Florida. So he's excited to get back and start swinging it. He'll be able to do that earlier than he will start to throw it.
Jason, talking about the injury, because we saw him. He was bulked up. That surprised me when I heard he got hurt because he looked so good shape.
Yeah.
It had to be a freaking – that just doesn't happen every day.
I mean, when you're throwing that hard, you're putting a lot of stress on a lot of things, so it's not an uncommon injury. The fact that he was uninjured for that long is really more, kind of shocking than, being injured like that. But usually the surgeries nowadays, you come back much stronger. The rehabs, you're learning how to, add flexibility and you strengthen the areas you need to. So these pitchers nowadays, they'll have Tommy John surgery and come back, and then they'll throw 105. I mean, it's not uncommon that they come back with more velocity, more power, because now they're focusing on the area, strengthening the muscles around the area to not only prevent the injuries, but to get more performance out of their throwing motion.
Steve, what conference is South Florida?
The American Conference, but it's funny you mentioned that.
Who else
Coach.
is in there with them?
They're in there with, there's a couple other teams. Eastern Carolina, I think, is in there. But here's the kicker. So South Florida, they got a beautiful baseball stadium. Right behind left field, they're building a brand new football stadium.
Right.
They're not going to be in it this year, but they will be in it next year. They had to build a new stadium if they want to go to a Power 4. So we talked to the athletic director, honestly. Nice guy. He said our goal is not next year, but the year after to hopefully jump to the ACC or maybe even the Pac-12 or something like that. But first they had to, those big Power 4 says you got to have the facilities. Yeah. And so they're building a beautiful new football stadium. So then if they make the jump, it's not just football. All the sports will make that jump to either the ACC or maybe even the Big 12.
It's kind of like what
UCF.
UCF did the same thing.
That's it.
They built that stadium.
You got to have the facilities first, is what the Power 4 said, if you want to get in our conference. So they're in the American Conference for next year for football and baseball and everything else. Hopefully maybe a Power 4, though, the year after that.
That's where Brian Hartline is. Brian Hartline can recruit. I mean, that football program's in good hands. There's a lot of people that thought he was going to land a Power 4 job. And for him to be at South Florida, I think that was a big hire for them in the football program.
Well, you see where Golders is from.
Yeah. I mean, there's
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I apologize. Let's talk about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Where are you located? What's going on?
We're on 23rd Street, Del Coronado Village, and we're in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. You know, I know it's football season, so we're running some discounts for, high school athletes. We got 15% off, all our products, 10% off protein. Unfortunately, the protein prices are through the roof right now. So, but we also have some specials on creatines, vitamins. I know there's a lot of people that are, wanting to stay hydrated, so we have some electrolyte blends that are on sale right now as well. Plus, we actually partner with Performance MD, so if you're getting up there in age a little bit like me and, you need blood work done, hormone replacement, prescription peptides. We do weight loss packages through them that are on the medical side as well. So we do the nutritional support. They provide medical, assistance and consultations too. So go follow our Facebook page, Performance MD. You can get a lot more information there, and our Facebook page for MaxFit Sports Nutrition PCB. So.
All right, help me out with this LSU situation. I heard LSU Jeff and Paul a little bit yesterday, and I had to exit that conversation. What is the latest? I don't see the big deal. Lane Kiffin, Brian Kelly more or less told the kid when they recruited him they'd let him wear the jersey. I don't think that LSU officially retired the jersey. Maybe there was communication we all don't know about. Tell us a little bit what you know about this situation.
Just from listening to, read reports and stuff like that, they gave the number 5 to Pickett, which was one of their top recruits. Supposedly Brian Kelly promised it to them and his team when he was recruiting him, but just never gave it to him. Sounds like a Brian Kelly thing to me. And then Lane Kiffin decided to honor that after talking to everybody, getting all the information, and he wasn't trying to throw Brian Kelly under the bus, but he said, if we make promises to kids that come here to LSU and want to support LSU, we're going to honor those promises. So they felt it was the right thing to do, and I guess Jaden Daniels took exception to that. I don't know if they've ever communicated to him that they were going to retire his number or somehow not give it to other players. Kind of find that kind of funny that you think that, you were a transfer there, you played 1 year, you were a great player, don't get me wrong.
You won the Heisman.
Yeah, you won the Heisman.
But you didn't win a national championship.
You went 8-4. You didn't win the national championship. So, I can see a little bit of where maybe he's coming from. Maybe they miscommunicated with him, but to take it this far and saying, oh, you can't use my name, I want my Heisman back, all this disassociate with LSU. Kind of microcosm where we are in society, a lot of entitlement and stuff like that. And I've seen some funny memes about, not using the number 5. Like I think McDonald's said they're going to take off the $5 menu and go to 4 because they don't want to offend Jaden Daniels now. But I just think there's a lot of people giving him bad advice. You're in the NFL, you made it. This is like stupid stuff.
I don't know what he could do legally. I mean, I don't.
But what's your end goal? What's the purpose?
Yeah.
Just so you could say, Jaden Daniels.
Does he have a signed contract from LSU saying we are retiring your jersey? What didn't you say? His mother is the agent or something? Has something to do with
his handler, for lack of a better word. She's very, very, very involved with everything about him, especially his NIL, his name, image, and likeness. But to Jason's point, you are a starting quarterback in the NFL. Why in the world are you spending time and energy and effort and in theory probably money too if you go the legal route to worry about who's wearing your college jersey at your old college. Come on, man. Preseason is right now in the NFL.
Right.
Let's direct that attention and effort to the team that's paying you millions of dollars in the NFL right now. The jersey thing, maybe let that take a back seat. What do you think?
Didn't you see Archie Griffin, the only guy who's ever won 2 Heisman Trophy winners back-to-back, number 45, which was my number in high school? Didn't he let somebody wear his?
Well, they were recruiting Andy Katzenmoyer, who was, a historic high school football player.
Katzenmoyer asked permission for Archie to do it, and they let him do it.
Okay. He's more than happy to. He's a great player.
But since then, I don't think anybody's worn 45. Katzenmoyer was like 20 years ago.
But that number was officially retired, put in the Ring of Honor, so they had to ask him. But I don't think that's the situation here at all. If I played and, you create your own legacy, but I also wanted to pass that number down to other great players so they can build that legacy up. I mean, when I see, 16 or anything at Bay High and I see a great player, I'm happy that number is being used by somebody that's good. Pickett's a stud. I mean, he's a great player. There's a reason they promised him that number. So
great cornerback.
I don't get the whole end game here. This is a lot of entitlement to me, and this is kind of what turns people off the sports, in my opinion.
For what it's worth, at Florida, Tim Tebow's 15, it gets worn every year. Steve Spurrier's number 11, it gets worn every year.
22 for Emmitt
Is
Smith?
it kind of?
Or was he 23?
They don't. If
Who's
Florida,
that?
they put them in the Ring of Honor. They don't retire the jersey, but they have it up on the Ring of Honor, right?
That's correct. So at Florida, there's been,
you ran out of numbers.
You could argue Tebow was one of the best college players to ever play, right? He had a hell of a career. They're still wearing 15, and again, Spurrier, Heisman Trophy winner, his 11. There's a guy every year wearing those numbers, and no one's complaining. No one cares.
And they're changing the whole uniforms for a home game, wearing white to honor Spurrier, what he did.
And nowadays, how do you decide whose number you're going to retire? You got a kid that's played 5 different schools in 5 years, and he comes in, has a great year. Don't get me wrong, but is that somebody that you retire the number? The Shedeur Sanders thing this reminds me a little bit of that. He played 1 year.
How can they do that though? Most places got to be at least 5 years, 10 years.
There's a lot of people in
Colorado
that were upset with that. I think Deion.
We got to take a break.
Yeah, good.
We'll come back to this when we get through this break.
You're getting Jason's blood pressure up.
I know. Well, I love doing that. Where am I at? Okay, we all love Mexican food. Pepper's Mexican Grill on Panama City Beach. We finally got one on Panama City Beach Parkway. All you Arnold Martins, they wanted, and I probably didn't do a good enough job, but we had in service. They definitely want all the teachers to come there and have a great lunch. And we'll make sure we did done a little bit better next time they have a break. But anyway, today, all you Arnold Martins, before the game, get down to Pepper's Mexican Grill, have your dinner, have your pregame meal there, have a little pep rally down there. Head out to the game, have a great time, and then after the game, grab Steve Moss, bring him down there to Pepper's Mexican Grill, have yourself a drink. Though you buy one, get one free. Draft beer and house margaritas. They got something called the soft margarita down there. It's the best tasting thing you'll ever have, but you got to be careful because it's got a big kick. Great place to have birthday parties, military 10% discount every Monday. Pepper's Mexican Grill, the one out on 77, and finally one on Panama City Beach. Go check it out. You'll absolutely love it. Also, James, we're already down there in Lynn Haven. Let's go see Russ, Amber, and Patrick. What can they do for us?
The fine people at David Adamson, the finest jewelry in town, the best jewelry in town, and if you need it fixed, they can fix it in-house.
1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. Thank goodness we got Dr. Ward. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And matter of fact, this coming up Wednesday, he's going to be with us the whole time. He's going to be live in the studio. Looking forward to that. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
It's a coin toss game for me. You're going to totally have a coin flip on this one. I think Tennessee will be pretty well. Alabama on the road at a noisy environment over the last few years, not done too well. So I'm going to be excited by this game, but I still think the Orange will take the win on that one.
Weekday morning 7 to 9, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Get behind the wheel of an exciting new 2026 Kia model where advanced technology, confidence-inspiring safety, and premium comfort come together for every drive. Looking for an SUV? Check out the stylish new 2026 Kia Sportage or the family-ready new 2026 Kia Sorento. And if you need more room, the innovative new 2026 Kia Carnival MPV delivers SUV-inspired design with plenty of room for all of your adventures. Bringing style and performance together, experience the bold new 2026 Kia K4 and new 26 Kia K5. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty, giving you peace of mind that you can trust. Visit Bill Bird Kia at 2435 East 15th Street in Panama City or online anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer, where we treat you like family. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What's D-Moss' favorite schools right here? Hey.
He was the voice of FSU.
Newbies. Hey, we got to talk about Newbies real quick. Get out, Newbies, have a great time. 4 wonderful locations. The mothership, we're all going to be out there. Chicago's going to have the best entertainment all fall. Now, Newbies 2 on the Curve. I went by there the other day. I bought me I bought 10 of them. $1 billion tickets. Didn't win a thing. But I looked there, I said, I remember this. This is cool. When it gets cool or it gets cold, they got that fireplace going. You're shooting pool, TVs everywhere, watching all the big games, NFL games, Monday night, Thursday night, Sundays. Get out, Newbies 2 on the Curve. Watch all the sporting events. I want to thank John and Charlotte for always supporting us. They've been with us now 11 years.
Yeah.
11 years we've been doing this. Crazy.
Seen him yesterday at the gym.
He looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Playing racquetball?
Yep.
Unbelievable. Get out, Newbies. Have a great time. Jim, what do you have for us today on FSU?
All right, I'm going to jump around a little bit. I've been out for a while. I've had a chance to look some stuff up and come up with some random stuff. I'm going to start with the first one. We just talked about the jersey situation at LSU. Well, Florida State is going to retire a jersey, and you'll never guess who it's for. It's for Sebastian Janikowski, the kicker.
The Polish powder keg.
All right, now, we're talking about number 5. What number did Sebastian Janikowski wear when he was at Florida State?
9 or 8.
12.
24.
No, not 12.
28, 24.
James, do you know?
I have no clue.
James Hale, do you know? He wore number 38.
Yeah,
I think that's what I said. 38.
Great kicker
You
number.
did say 38.
I said 38.
You did not, liar.
I said 28. I couldn't remember which one.
I said 8.
Is that the same?
He did eat. He did eat a lot.
38. Good for him.
Kelsey
He come
Woods,
out there with a
Creek.
beer belly, hit one from 62 yards.
Now, it's crazy, because he's the only Lou Groza Award winner 2 years in a row. And they've been giving the Groza Award for 35 years, and Florida State has the most Groza Awards. They've had Florida State kicker win it 4 times, 2 of them being Janikowski. Which brings me to this year. Florida State's kicker's name is Gabriel Panikowski with a P. Okay?
What?
Panikowski. And he's up for the Groza Award, too. He won the 1AA version of it at Idaho State 2 years ago. He's 15 for 15, made a 55-yard field goal against someone. But anyway, their kicker, Florida State's kicker, is up for the Groza Award this year. All right.
Wait a minute. Before you leave, are you still on talk about him?
Who?
That kicker. Can you still talk about him a little bit more? Are you done with him?
Yeah.
No, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Wasn't he the one? I could be. Wasn't he the one before the national championship game was out partying?
Yeah,
Janikowski was.
And coach let him play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We found him in the middle of the street
Yeah.
puking or
He
something.
wasn't stupid.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
The ironic thing about this is, as many Lou Groza Award winners, if they make a few ride rights, they probably have the most national championships over a 20-year
Now,
period.
he was great.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
unbelievable.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
And the NFL too.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact about Janikowski, this never happens. He was a first-round draft pick as a kicker for the Raiders. You never see kickers taken in the first round. That's how good and a weapon he was. The Raiders took him first round.
And he got in trouble or something, and the special team coach said, don't let him try to kick that ball. And the Gruder, what's his name? The coach?
Gruden?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said, "No, let him kick it." He made it. Maybe he's still drunk. I don't know, but he made
Probably
it.
was.
Yeah.
All right. And then I looked up. Of course, Florida State has a lot of players in the College Football Hall of Fame, a lot of players in a Professional Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, who invented football.
Roll
All right.
Tide.
But Florida State has two coaches in the College Football Hall of Fame. One is obvious, Bobby Bowden. No-brainer. Now, I had absolutely no idea who the other one was. Who is the other football coach from Florida State who was in the College Football Hall of Fame?
Lee Corso.
Huh?
Lee Corso.
No. Good guess, though, but no.
Mark Richt.
If you get this, you stole my...
It's not Mickey Andrews.
No, not Mickey Andrews.
I mean,
Is it how old? Give us
He was a head coach. He was a coach before Bowden.
Oh.
I don't know any of them.
I have no
All right,
idea.
I didn't know this. His name is Daryl Mudra.
Oh, Daryl.
He was the head coach at Florida State in 74 and 75. And I said, well, and they called him Dr. Victory. I said, Dr. Victory, what? But he won a lot of games, 200-some games at other places.
Oh, okay.
He goes to Florida State. He wins 4 games in 2 years.
Dang.
He's 4-15, got himself canned, and that's when Bobby Bowden came in and changed everything.
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's the College Football Hall of Fame.
What do you know the schools he did good at? Did well?
Oh, a whole bunch of them. They're all
Okay,
small
okay,
ones, like
okay.
Western Illinois and all that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Now,
That's
you
kind
may
of a
know
trick
this one,
question.
Steve, because
Yeah.
you were part of the Seminole Broadcasting Network for a time, so you probably will know this.
Okay. Put me on the spot.
Florida State is changing their public announce addresser at the Doak for this year coming up in 2026. Do you know who that person is?
He used to do play-by-play for the baseball team.
Correct.
I do know that on the radio for a long
Correct.
time. And
His
so
name
he'll
is
be that
Eric Llewellyn.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the new public address speaker at the Doak. He used to do baseball since 2007. Obviously, I never heard of him.
Did you apply for that one?
I did not. I wonder if he'll do so. The old PA announcer, he made famous the third down. He was that guy, and then they canned him. I don't know what happened,
Yeah.
but he was the guy that made that
Hey,
famous at Doak.
is it true the NCAA has had you come speak to the announcers how not to talk to people during
Keeping
playoff games?
Having poison.
I was at that game. I about died.
No public comments aimed at the officials. The officials are hardworking people. They're doing their best.
You blind? That was a classic. We got
bunch of idiots.
We got to get that. I wish we had that when you play it here. That was crazy.
It was so, and also it's kind of tough being a dad and the PA announcer when your kid's playing and when the ref makes a bad call. Sometimes it slips and your dad part.
I'll
comes
kill
out
you.
Versus
I know where you live.
I saw your car out in the parking lot. Don't you dare throw that flag again. You know,
if you were there, you know what we're talking about. It was classic.
Yeah,
That was classic.
It was deserved.
I never came so close to getting thrown out of a game as a PA announcer when this was for
If
baseball.
they would have heard what you said, they probably would have thrown
He
you out.
glared at me like that, and I looked at my guy and I said, "I think I might be out of here. You might have to finish the game." But good luck to the new PA announcer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
and the guy that
be
he's
fun.
replacing, you can't make this stuff up. I had absolutely no idea what his name was. The guy that he's replacing, his name is Woody Hayes.
Wow.
Good grief.
I didn't know that.
Heck of a resume.
I promise you.
Wow.
So
Okay.
He's going
that's
to
the
have
guy
a
they got
rough.
and
Yeah.
this week,
year.
Florida State is putting in new turf at the Doak
Okay.
New grass.
this year.
Okay.
New sod.
How about that? That might have been the problem last year of why they didn't win. It was the grass.
It was slippery.
It was
And the year
grass.
before.
It was too
And the
high
year before.
grass last year, so
Yeah.
they struggled. This year with that new grass, they'll be bowl eligible.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Maybe they should go the Bozeman route and put the artificial turf. You know, you talk about artificial turf, and I was fortunate. I had nothing to do with this, but my high school in 1972, we were able to play our games at Baldwin Wallace, home of Jim Tressel, because the school that Baldwin Wallace served 2 different high schools, so we used their stadium rather than having our own, and we got AstroTurf in 1972. Okay,
Wow.
so I played it in high school and in college, and people talk about the turf now compared to then. We were lucky that the turf that we played on was actually pretty good, but some places, like when I was in college at Akron, we played at Indiana State. That was the worst of all time. You're talking about a throw rug on concrete? That's what it was.
Yeah.
When you hit the ground, it was like, oh my God, how do these guys do this?
It's tough.
Ours is pretty good at where we played. Our home field had it too, but we practiced on it every day. And you talk about this is in Ohio now. I mean, there was one time the on-field temperature was 126 or something like this.
That's
and it's like you had to wear like 2 pairs of socks, foot powder. It was
long sleeves, all that stuff.
It's pretty hot. Well, and I teased it earlier. So Friday night tonight, for the first time in Bay County history, we will have a high school team playing on turf. Bozeman, over the last probably 3 months, we converted their field at Bozeman, Dean Bozeman up there in Bay County, from regular grass to now artificial turf. We've never had an artificial turf field here in Bay County, and forever.
How much money y'all saving by not having a crew there working, I think, 24/7?
So it's a good question. So it ended up that final cost was $1.2 million for the whole field as turf, and we also redid the track there at Bozeman as well. That was part of the cost. But now we don't have anyone mowing it, fertilizing it, lining it for not only football, but for soccer, for flag football that the girls are going to play. I mean, Bozeman is a K-12 as well, so they have all grades playing on there, and so we made sure that was the first one to do it. Now, I know all the folks will say, $1.2 million, that's not a drop in the bucket. That's a good chunk of change, and it is that you're going to have to pay up front, but hopefully on the back end is when we'll see our cost savings.
And that'll last at least 10 years.
It does. If you look at Leon County over there in Tallahassee, they're turfing every field at every school. Yeah. We're kind of tiptoeing and putting our toe in the water.
I think the long run you're going to save money.
Right. And I understand people are like, the injuries on turf. Turf has come so far in regards to the safety part of it that, there used to be, to your point, turf was cement with a indoor-outdoor rug on it, right? Now the turf has come so far. It's
the other factor very early on was the shoes that you wear.
Let's take a break. We got to take a break. We got to talk about some of our great people. Stevenson Air Conditioning, I talked about them earlier. They do a wonderful job. It's going to be brutal out there today. Make sure that you're drinking plenty of fluids. Take care of yourself. If you're having problems with your AC, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Locals taking care of locals. Jason graduated from Mosley High School. Does an incredible job. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Steve's Bike Shop. Steve Burdershaw has been in business since 1979. Steve's a swim coach at Mosley. Locals taking care of locals. Now, if you made a mistake and you went to one of these chain stores and you bought yourself a bike, get home, the tires will never stay pumped up. You know what I'm talking about. You made a mistake. You should have went to see Steve. Well, go see him now. He'll fix it up. If you got problems with the brakes, tires, whatever, Steve will fix them up. Electrical bikes, got a big selection of new and used, and he'll do a great deal with you. Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street. They are also incredible. Kyle Vandergrift usually here on Friday. He's celebrating their anniversary, so happy anniversary to Kyle. Hope you have a wonderful time today. You get a letter in the mail saying, hey, look, we're getting ready to drop you. Your roof's getting up there in age. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Call Kyle Vandergrift. They'll come out. They'll take care. He'll walk you through the process. They design and build anything, commercial, residential, you name it, they can do it. Turpro Pest Control. Love Patrick. His kids go to Mosley High School. They do such a wonderful job. You got bugs in the house? Not anymore. You got bugs eating your yard up? Not anymore. Call Turpro Pest Control. Your yard will look like a golf course. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back with Steve Moss, the legendary Jason Kovaleski. Jason, we certainly appreciate you donating that $1.2 million for Bozeman and that field. That was great. You going to put Max Fit across the end zone there? Max Fit Sports Nutrition?
I would if I paid that much money, for sure.
We'll be right back.
Every 10 yards, it was
ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
What you're telling everybody, we need to hurry up and get the Super Conference going, the Big Ten, SEC, and then forget everything else. I agree with you. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that.
I can see a Super Conference that brings in the best teams in the country.
Play that back, James. Let's see.
Yeah, we can play the report back.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 93 with a gentle breeze at 11 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 83. Tomorrow, mostly sunny throughout the day with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, and a high around 93. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take the hassle out of pool ownership with Tropical Spas and Pools. Their weekly pool cleaning service covers it all: water testing, chemicals, brushing, vacuuming, and a full equipment checkup, so you can just relax and enjoy. Ready to upgrade your backyard? They specialize in hot tub spas from entry-level to executive models, starting at $6,599. Plus, above-ground pools like an 18-foot round starting at just $4,295. Visit Tropical Spas and Pools, 3612 West 23rd Street in Panama City.
Looking for your next reliable ride? Don't break the bank. Cruise on down to Emerald Coast Auto Sales. From spacious family SUVs to sleek fuel-efficient sedans, we have an incredible selection of quality pre-owned vehicles waiting just for you right here on our lot at Emerald Coast Auto Sales. Drive home happy today. Emerald Coast Auto Sales, 2815 15th Street, right across the street from Cedar Grove Elementary.
This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Monster, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Absolutely beautiful, hot Friday. High school football cranking up today. I don't see how these. I tell you, I don't know if I can handle. Jim, could you get out there and coach in this heat anymore? I don't think I can take it. I think I'm too old.
Negatory ghostwriter.
We're gonna find out. I'm gonna come out of retirement and find out. I
We
just
could do
gotta find somebody
computer, like
that would hire me.
Zoom calls and stuff like that. Yeah.
You have to dome everything and have air conditioning.
Yeah. Steve, can y'all build some domes? Let the old guys come back and coach.
Yeah, like I said, speaking of dome, we're going to go see the Rays game, and a lot of people complain about that. It's indoors in a dome, and it's like 74 degrees. So as I get older, I appreciate air conditioning more.
And I like the Tampa area. I do like it down there. I got a question for all you guys, but I think Rob will get it before you guys do. First 10-win season for FSU. What year did this happen? What year was the first year? Rob, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. How are y'all this morning?
We couldn't be better,
Hey,
man. I got all the studs in here.
We can't talk politics.
What?
I said he busted my bubble. He said no politics.
Oh, we can't do that. Go ahead. Go ahead, do it.
We can talk about the intrusive pythons down in the Everglades.
Yeah, we got snake stories.
Snake stories, the bears.
Oh, I got another one. I got a great one. I just don't have time to do it today. Hey, Rob, seriously, what's the first year Florida State had 10 wins?
Oh, I don't know if Bill Peterson had any 10-win seasons before he left. He must have had a pretty good year because he went to Rice, and that's when everything started.
Jim will know.
Honestly, I don't have any idea.
78.
Steve?
78?
Yeah, that sounds great.
78.
Sure.
James, 78 sound good?
Yeah, I'm going to go with it.
Rob, are you going with it?
I got no clue. So
we were part of that success. We played them for homecoming, I think, in 1977. First year, they won 10 plus games. 1977, we picked them from homecoming. I'll never forget me and Mike McKenzie sitting there cussing at the guy on the end of the field that's covering, and then blew the whistle. They run a kickoff. He's looking at us, cussing us back, and he was late getting down the lane. Anyway, they beat us like a drum. And we had a pretty good team.
Was Bobby there yet?
Yeah, Coach Bowden was there.
Okay,
that was the second year, though.
Like his first or second year.
I think it was 77. Might have been 78 they did that too. But anyway, the first time they won 10 games was 77.
I thought Bobby came in 77. But
I thought he came in 76.
76.
It just depends on how you view the season. It goes from 77 and the
I was
postseason
in the
to
middle.
78.
I was in the middle of high school, and I just don't remember a lot about that.
You were graduating.
I was in a playpen in a crib with a pacifier in my mouth.
2 years old.
Yeah, I was one.
What was going on in 77?
Rob, what do you got for us today? What were you calling for?
Well, my question about the new turf field stuff. Do they have to have a special shoe to play on those fields?
They do not. They can use the same cleats that they use at any other natural grass or turf type facility.
And that was my question, because somebody told me that they needed special shoes, and the smaller schools coming from, Cottondale and Chipley and all them to play down here, that, they can't afford to buy, a whole nother.
Well, that gives us an advantage. That's why, heck, what's wrong with that?
Well, no, they just wouldn't come. They wouldn't schedule.
Oh.
But and that was my question with
Yeah,
that.
it's good.
And then,
Good question. But yeah,
and
same
then
cleats.
washing, right, and then the fields do have to be washed down. Correct.
They do.
You got a sweeping machine.
We have a machine that actually has a disinfectant in it. Because I hate to say this, God forbid somebody sweats or throws up or even bleeds. God forbid.
Right. You got to look. I remember one year there was Mosley and I think Bay High was playing the middle linebacker just right before the ball snapped.
Yeah.
That was a lot more than people know. The camera's just not always on you. A lot of people throw up in a huddle before.
They did this in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, to two schools there, Petal and Oak Grove. And that was the biggest thing in the world. And all of a sudden, they came really good. Everybody wanted to go play on that. The thing about it looked beautiful. We had it in Southern Mississippi. They have it there now. But we played Tulane at the old Tulane Stadium, that real old stadium, 85,000 seat stadium. This is when we had JV teams back then in '76, and I saw one of the worst injuries I've ever seen in my life. The kid never played again. One of our players tore his knee up on that thing, but that was totally different. It was like playing on cement. It was like carpet you put outside, outdoor carpet. Yeah. It was terrible.
They've come a long way.
The old timey turf was horrible.
Right. They got this rubber stuff that's in it now. I know quite a bit about that stuff. Listen. It saves money. It looks good. I'm like Spurrier though. Give me grass. I like the old time grass. But I get it. I understand it. It does look better because you can't play but so many games on a field that has natural grass and keeping it alive, keeping it looking good.
Well, here's a question. Obviously, you've been a high school football coach for many years. I've always been told that the game on turf is faster.
It is.
Is that true?
Yes. And the baseball, the ball coming off it, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? They did a great job keeping the grass cut low.
Right. But you can
sometimes
keep that up.
Sometimes you let the grass grow high if you're playing somebody pretty fast.
They turn the sprinklers on at night accidentally.
Yeah. Southern Mississippi, we have an artificial baseball and football field.
But, the tradition of playing on grass and everything else. One of the things I will say about Bozeman up there, we've done all this to put the turf up there. Man, can they get some bleachers? Because, Mosley goes up there and ends up playing a couple games a year, and half of the people that go up there from Mosley have to stand on the track because there's not enough bleachers around the field.
You're 100% right. New bleachers, there'll be added bleachers, and also better irrigation too. There was some areas up there that needed it, so there was a lot of things that, and it's still a work in progress up there. But the irrigation and the seating are two things that we worked on in addition to the field.
Well, and let me since you do have another term going in there. What is the possibility, since we're using the half-cent sales tax, not getting political, but since we are using the half-cent sales tax for building facilities and sport usage, can we not build another stadium at Mosley over there in that parking lot? We have the land, the property. Can we not build another stadium? And it needs to be bigger, maybe not the size and the expense that Tommy Oliver is, but it's got to be bigger than what Arnold's is.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, time out. Arnold Stadium just perfect as it is. It was good for Arnold. It could be good for Mosley.
Well, and I got that, but when that stadium was designed, nobody could figure out how many people are going to come, and it's really not, especially when you're going to have graduations and everything else at them. It's really not big enough.
But Rob, the first time we played Mosley at Arnold, it was packed out. We had plenty of seats. I mean, there were some people around the track and stuff, but that was big enough. That would work there.
No, it's a good question, Rob. I think ultimately every high school would like to have their own field on their own campus. We've looked at Mosley. We did do quite a bit of upgrades to their practice field with the new LED lights and built it up and redid their practice field kind of back there in the back by the baseball field. The question has always been, do they have enough real estate?
I'll be honest with you, they need a locker room over there. You ever go by and watch where they dress? And it's terrible. They need for the football team to dress. They need everything over there. I mean, I know you're in school, but I'm not being ugly. I'm just my opinion. And I'll be honest with you, my opinion is they should have never done that to Tommy Oliver. They should have bought They had the money there to go build a stadium on campus for Mosley, which I was promised back when I interviewed for that job a long time ago and didn't take it. That they're going to build a new school there. They showed me what they're going to do and what they did, and they haven't done it yet. And that's been over maybe 30 years.
You could probably upgrade the Tommy Oliver and build a stadium for what they paid for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should have built it. And I know I don't.
No, yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Here's my other question, guys. The next 50 years or 30 years, they're going to build another 50,000 houses in the northern part of the county.
Oh, yeah.
The plans are already there. So, by the way the crow flies, Mosley, Bayhine, and Rutherford are all pretty close together. When all that was first done and everything else was built, we didn't need another stadium. But we're always reactive instead of proactive. If we start thinking about it now and we start getting all this done, we're going to need another stadium. We're probably going to need another high school in another 5 years.
Can they add on to Bozeman? Can't they add on to? Don't they have enough room out there to add on to Bozeman if they?
We just did.
You got a major highway. They're going to be 6-lane in that highway before long, and they're going to come all the way to the goalpost. Where are you going to expand that field?
We just built a brand new 12 classroom building there at Bozeman. And so, but no, he's right. The single family homes, the three main corridors, 77, 79, and 231. That's where they're building.
Hey, Rob, thanks for calling and just getting us into political stuff. I really appreciate that.
Well, but, what have I done? I've helped you kill and get to the next top of the hour.
There you go. We're the donuts. I haven't seen you in a while.
I could have waited and called at 8 o'clock. I could have called at 8 o'clock.
I wish you would have.
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, Rob, we got to take a break. You mentioned that. I got to go. All right, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Where am I? Where am I, guys? All right, let's talk about some of our great people. I love Paul. He's from Alabama. Outlaws Barbecue is the best kept secret in Bay County. I'm telling you right now, it's incredible. 6804 Thomas Drive. Go check it out. You'll have the best barbecue you ever had. Homemade desserts, peach cobbler, you name it, they've got it. Poor boys, chicken, great menu. Outlaws Barbecue, live entertainment Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They do a great job down there. Deckhand Social, right there, also on Thomas Drive. Address there is 3901. Jacob does a great job down there. The biggest TV you've ever seen, 20 by 10. It's incredible. Great atmosphere, great food. Deckhand Social. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has turned up the power.
I'm giving it all she's got, Captain.
From Port St. Joe to Panama City to Fort Walton Beach, the biggest sports signal in the Panhandle.
If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 93 with a gentle breeze at 11 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 83. Tomorrow, mostly sunny throughout the day with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, and a high around 93. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better. Together, TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your safety and proper care of your boat in an emergency is crucial. When it comes to on-water assistance, response time is everything. And since 1996, in the Bay or on the Gulf, it's Seato. Seato's Coast Guard licensed captains are on the scene in an average of 1 hour or less. Seato gets members home or back to boating faster. Become a member today at Seato.com or call 850-234-2323.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
Winning.
The Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go, baby. Hands on your heart. The greatest fight song ever. Not on air. Not on air. Isn't that beautiful? Roll Tide, roll. Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Locals taking care of locals. That's what you get with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Love Jason. Graduated from Mosley High School. And they do incredible job. All right, let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend. I'm telling you right now, if you ever listen to ESPN, you ever watch 30 by 30s, anything dealing with the SEC network, you're either going to see that beautiful face or hear that wonderful voice. And I tell you all the time, men fear him, women love him. He is a living legend. He started covering SEC football back in 1983. Miss Terry loves him. I know Coach Saban has a lot of respect for him. The man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Spiegel, out of the great state of Alabama. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm good. What's up with y'all?
Man, it is hot, brother. How bad has it been in Birmingham? That area's been. I heard it's pretty bad. The heat.
We have a new weather anchor that just started with us recently. Her name is Anna Duvall, and she's awesome. And she had a little slip of the tongue in her weather forecast the other night. And she said the heat index today was going to be 1010. That's pretty hot.
That's a new one.
1010.
1010.
That's really hot.
Does she go to southern Mississippi?
My advice is if the heat index is 1010, you need to stay inside.
Yeah.
It's going to be 112 here. Could be up to 112. We got a heat advisory about 7 o'clock tonight. All right, I want to. Let's talk Bama football. I was worried about this. You know, we were talking Summerall, Florida. They're going to scrimmage. They're going to take them to the ground. It's going to be a real, truly scrimmage like the old days. I think Bama did it this past yesterday or day before. And we had the injuries. We've had two pretty key players go down. What do you know about it? And share everybody out there in Radio Land who got hurt and what positions they play.
Well, the last we heard yesterday was that running back A.K. Deere was injured during the scrimmage, and he was going to be evaluated. So, you know, we'll know more about that. Well, I mean, I probably next time one of the coaches gets in front of the media, which really isn't going to be until Monday. I mean, they're off, you know, today and tomorrow. I mean, there may be some information that comes out about it later today, but that was the one that I think is most concerning. Also, E.J. Crowell, the freshman, the 5-star from Jackson, he missed the scrimmage, and he had been out a couple of practices before, I think, and is going to miss some more workouts, as well as receiver Latsier Brooks. So, you know, DeBoer didn't think those guys would miss game action, but he thinks they're going to miss some practice time moving forward. But right now, A.K. Deere seems to be the most concerning of the injuries.
I want to go back to that freshman 5-star. I've heard he was tearing it up there, that he was going to play, and he's the real deal. And we all know, I think our running back position is not as strong as it's been in the past. We got to have somebody who can take it to the house every time they touch it. I think that kid could have done it. What's your gut tell you about him? You know, they don't tell you much, and then when they don't talk about it, they got to be evaluated. Sometimes that's pretty bad. What do you feel about it? How's the running back position? How deep is it in your opinion?
Well, I mean, I think Daniel Hill had some great moments, you know, last year. But, you know, it's just the old problem, you know, that we've talked about before is that, you know, the offensive line wasn't really giving him enough push. And you know, another thing, too, is that, you know, you've got these receivers that need to get out and block. And, DeBoer's holding everyone accountable, for that running game, but more importantly, the offensive line. I mean, to me, the Alabama fan base is extremely knowledgeable, and while there's been so much talk about the quarterbacks, I think the fans are pretty confident that either one of these guys, Austin Mack and Keelan Russell, can do the job. But if the offensive line doesn't get fixed, then it really doesn't matter how good your quarterbacks are. I mean, if they're running for their lives back there, or if the running backs can't get any room because the offensive line's not making the holes. So that's the more concerning of the position groups going into fall camp. And, but getting back to the running backs, Deere was having a great fall camp, and he was having a terrific scrimmage, according to DeBoer yesterday. So I think everyone's waiting on pins and needles to see how that comes out.
So do you think they're taking a different approach this year? Are they hitting more? Do you think they're trying to be more physical in practices? Is this like kind of DeBoer saying, hey, I'm hearing the kind of whispers behind me. I got to change something here because we're just not as physical as what we were under Saban. Maybe the pressure's gotten to him a little bit. Is this out of character for him to be hitting this much this early in practices?
Well, and I want to be careful because,
right.
you don't know how this injury happened. You don't know if it was non-contact. You don't know if it was contact or what. So, I know the emphasis has been put on physicality. And when Kane Womack spoke Tuesday after the practice, he mentioned physical or physicality 9 times in his press conference. So there's been an emphasis on, being more physical. How this injury occurred and whether we can, attribute that to, them hitting more in practice. I'm afraid to go down that road.
Right.
Well, I listened to the offensive coordinator talk about it. He said we thought we had some good offensive linemen. We don't know who the 5 are going to start yet, and once we get into live contact, we'll have a better idea who the 5 are going to be. What are you hearing about who those 5 are? Have they mentioned any names yet? Who stood out in the practice, in this physical practice?
Well, Grubb mentioned on Monday, Rayson Delgado, was doing just a terrific job at center. He seems to be the front runner at center. I think everyone's penciling in, Michael Carroll, in that guard position. So now they're just trying to figure out, the best 5 guys to put out there. And one thing that, Grubb mentioned is that, they want to try to sync that up with when they name the starting quarterback. Because they don't want this to be where these guys are working together like a couple of days before the game. They want to know ASAP, what positions are held down in both of those areas, so they can get some continuity going into the East Carolina game.
Well, you mentioned, just real quick, you mentioned the offensive line. I know on that scrimmage, it seemed like the defensive line was just dominating in that scrimmage, and the quarterbacks were running for their lives. Is the defensive line that good, or is it one of those things where the offensive line just maybe isn't up to par of where it needs to be left? Because it seemed like, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they haven't named a starting quarterback yet, but whoever it is, I was thinking, God bless them, because they're running out there for their lives. Because those defensive linemen, they were breathing down their necks the entire scrimmage. So, is the D line really that dominant, or is it the offensive line kind of struggling?
Well, I think it wouldn't surprise me if the D line was that dominant in the scrimmage, because listen, the message was clear, going into this fall camp. I think so many people were focused on the 38-3 loss, against Indiana, that a lot of people forgot how the season started. When they got pushed around by Florida State and lost 31-17. And so, Womack mentioned that Tuesday that, in the press conference that, look, no one wants to start the season like that again. And listen, if you start the season like that, letting East Carolina push you around, I mean, you're going to have some people calling for some heads of not only the head coach, but every assistant coach on the staff. So, that there's been an emphasis on, coming out, being dominant and just, putting the best foot forward here going into 26.
Makes sense.
Two questions. We brought this up, and I think with you even on the show, Jason, I talked about it quite a bit. And Jim, how Alabama got pushed around all last year. I said their weight strength program is not comparable to what it used to be when Saban was there. And even when Cochran was there, they had the best strength coach in the country.
Yeah.
And Alabama was big a physical football team. And Nick hired that guy, forgot his name, but he did a really good job with the speed part. But I never thought they was quite as strong, even with Nick there, than they were when Scott Cochran was running the weight room. But it looks like they did a good job this past off-season program getting it gets bigger and stronger, because you go back and look at the roster, how much weight these guys have gained, how much bigger they've gotten. I think they've done a pretty good job in the weight room, and if they have, they're going to be more physical on the field. All right, have you heard something like that? Do you think that's true?
Well, look, all I know is they passed the eye test.
They look good.
You look at the video and how they're working and everything, and they look good.
Yeah.
Now, they're not lined up against anybody yet, doing anything other than the first scrimmage. But so that remains to be seen. But they look good. They look like they're in shape, and there's definitely a lot of intensity going on in these practices. My friend Ian Liddell, who's riding with me, we're on our way to Spring Garden, Alabama this morning to do some interviews. And, he shot the practice on Tuesday, and the video that he brought back, it looks like they were working and getting after it for sure.
Jeff, I don't know who videoed it, but how they take the buses from Bryant-Denny to Bryant-Denny from the Malmore complex. They get them on buses. Yeah. That's where they head to their scrimmages. Yep. And they videoed the guys coming off. They had like 4 or 5 buses. They're all getting off. And it got my attention. They look pretty. I mean, they did. They look good. You could tell they've been lifting weights. They look good, which I think that's a good sign right there. I want to go back to the quarterback situation. Do you feel like they might play? I know he didn't like playing. He's made it clear he didn't like playing 2 quarterbacks. But in that first game against East Carolina, do you think we'll see both of them? Because I really think Russell, the ceiling on him is so much higher than the other kid. The other kid, I like him. He's big, physical kid, drop back passer. But Russell's a special player, I think.
He can run.
He can do it all. He's the whole package.
Right.
He can score with his feet. He can throw. He can score running the football. What do you think? What are we going to see week 1? Just 1 quarterback, 2 quarterbacks, or what?
Well, I mean, I think the fans are hoping they see 2 quarterbacks. Because what that means they're blowing these guys out. I would think Russell's going to get some quality snaps. Mack will get a lot of quality snaps in that game, but I don't see DeBoer going with a 2 quarterback system throughout the season. My thought is that you got Austin Mack, who's had more experience in the system. That maybe they're going to go with him to start the game against East Carolina. Get Keelan Russell some quality snaps during that game. And then, reevaluate that position, going into the game at Kentucky, and then maybe going with the same plan against Kentucky. And then when you start getting into the meat of the schedule, when Florida State comes to town, you settle on one guy, and that's who your guy is.
Jeff, we got to take a break. We'll hold you over, talk about the Auburn Tigers. Everything's going on down there at Auburn's football camp. Right now, let's talk about some of our great people. I want to thank Stevenson Air Conditioning for the Auburn update. You love Mexican food. We all do. Pepper's Mexican Grill on Panama City Beach. Steve Moss, the voice of the Marlins, I'm sure he'll be there before the game, after the game. I think he's signing autographs down there, honestly. But get down to Pepper's Mexican Grill, all you Arnold Marlins, before the game. Have a great time. Head out to the stadium. And the game's over. All you parents, head back down there, get yourself another meal, or have yourself an ice cold one. Draft beer, buy one, get one free. Same thing for house margaritas. Pepper's Mexican Grill, if you're over in town on 77, we all know how good it is over there. Thank goodness we finally got one on Panama City Beach. 2 great locations, Pepper's Mexican Grill. Also, don't forget about Russ, Amber, and Patrick. Let's head out over to Lynn Haven. What are we going to do, James?
We're going to go over to David Adamson. We're going to check out all the jewelry. And if you got an idea of what you want, just tell them what you want. They'll custom make it for you.
Also, Dr. Ward, listening every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Skin cancer can be deadly. 1 in 5 develop it. If it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, go see Dr. Ward. Do not put it off. I'm telling you right now, he is the best. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, ice cold beer. That place it's like a museum. Pictures of coaches, guns everywhere. It's incredible. Go check it out. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. We'll be right back with Steve Moss, Jim Durant, Jason Kowaleski, James, and of course, a legend, Jeff Spiegel. We'll be right back.
While other radio stations are playing national contests with winners in Timbuktu, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has real local winners.
Hi, this is Dave Neat from Panama City Beach.
Bona fide and certified local.
Man, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 93 with a gentle breeze at 11 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 83. Tomorrow, mostly sunny throughout the day with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, and a high around 93. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Canes fans, the 2026 Miami Hurricanes football season will be here before you know it, and there's no better place to experience it than inside Hard Rock Stadium. Feel the energy of the crowd, the excitement of game day, and the moments you can't fully experience from your couch. Season tickets are the best way to make sure you don't miss a snap, a score, or a signature Canes moment all season long. Lock in your seats today at MiamiHurricanes.com/football. That's MiamiHurricanes.com/football.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy.
I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending.
Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Eagle! Hey, Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna, Steve, Elizabeth. We got so many Auburn Tigers in the Panama, Florida. It's incredible. War damn Eagle. Beefo Braves Lynn Haven, you want to have a great time tonight. Mosley High School football starts. All you Dolphins, head out to Beefo Braves in Lynn Haven. Have yourself a great pregame meal. Have a pep rally down there, man. It will be packed out today. Get there about 5 o'clock if you can. You're going to have a blast. And, of course, when college football season starts, NFL, that's the place to be, especially if you're over in Lynn Haven. Beefo Braves Lynn Haven. Pat Prano, city commissioner over there, does a great job as a city commissioner. His restaurant is second to none. They treat you like family. Always got a smile on their face. I love going there. Beefo Braves Lynn Haven. They have Coach Brian Norman. Bozeman was there Wednesday night. I think they have trivia. And they said you couldn't move. There's so many people there. It's unbelievable. The food's incredible. You're going to have a birthday party or a big game you want to have at your house, call Pat. Tell them the number of wings you want. They'll be waiting for you. They do a great job. All right, let's bring it back. Jeff, Auburn, I'm telling you, I'm excited. If you're an Auburn fan, you ought to feel good. Matter of fact, will this be the new Indiana? Are we watching Indiana right now at Auburn? Is this what's going to happen? He brought most of his team with him. James Madison players go into the Big Ten, and they just knock it out of the ballpark. Are we going to see the same thing at Auburn this year with him bringing his quarterbacks, receivers, coaching staff? I think good things are coming to Auburn, but will it be like Indiana?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I would go that far.
Might be a stretch. He about choked on that one. What?
But, hey, being positive.
But I do think this. I think there's a great positive vibe down there. There's a feeling like, we're about to unleash, some offensive fireworks here. I'm excited to see it. Over the weekend, you're always looking for stuff to watch on TV, and how many times, we've got more channels than ever to watch on TV now, but there's really nothing ever on TV to watch. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
So I go through,
all the time.
Every night.
So I go through YouTube, and I go, you know what? I'm gonna watch every South Florida football game before the season starts. So I put the first one on, South Florida and Boise State. And, they didn't get off to that great of a start. But, man, once they got cooking and that offense was rolling, I mean, it was fun to watch. I mean, they're up-tempo. And Byron Brown, first touchdown he scored, it was like a 45-yard run. Mm-hmm. And this is what just blew me away. He had been hurt most of the previous year. So he comes out of the gate, and he's running down the field, and there's a guy a couple of yards deep into the end zone. And he's not looking, the defensive back, he's not looking for contact, but Byron Brown is. So he puts his head down and just mows right over him, in the end zone. And so, man, that just told me everything I need to know about that guy. And they just wound up killing Boise, and it was so much fun to watch, and I can't wait, to watch the rest of the games and look at that.
You go back and watch him when Nick was there, and he brought his team into DeBryant-Denny, and he moved the ball up and down the field. Now they didn't have the players Alabama had at all, but he gave that Saban's defensive schemes a pain in the butt the entire game.
South Florida's legit. I was at the game last year when South Florida went to Gainesville and took it to Florida. And South Florida was having a pretty good season, and then they went, man, maybe they are legit. They went into the swamp and beat Florida and then obviously carried that momentum. Speaking of the Gators, third game of the season. Right, Auburn. The SEC opener for both Florida and Auburn. At Auburn, two brand new coaches that are really trying to prove themselves. One at Florida, one at Auburn. It's going to be at Auburn. That is going to be a game. And I think that'll really set the tone for both of those schools going forward. It's their SEC opener. Again, two brand new coaches that want to prove themselves, right, to their fan base. The third game of the season. That is going to be electric at Auburn.
And the winner of that one is going to have a really good year, I think.
And I think
they're both going to be good.
Florida opened like at a 1.5 point favorite, so it's like
Florida's a favorite.
Yeah,
at
Auburn.
Okay. Go ahead.
They got a lot of firepower.
Well, that is a big one, and the Florida guys, have an axe to grind against Auburn, and the reason they do is because a lot of those guys, especially on that offensive team, played at South Florida last year and beat Florida. So there's a little bit of revenge factor, going on here. Here's a chance to put those guys in their place. You think you belong in the SEC, we're going to show you. And so the Florida guys have a large incentive here to really take it to Auburn. So there's that factor too you have to consider.
I can't wait. I want to go to that game. That's going to be crazy. Go back. I'm going to go to Baylor. What I'm doing now, I'm starting to look at the teams they're playing. Baylor, I like what Coach said. He goes, he made a mistake. That's the first time he's ever been head coach out at Baylor. He spent a lot of NIL money on receivers and didn't really pay much attention he should have up front. He's changed that. He's putting all of his money up front on both sides of the ball. They brought some good play. I want to say it was Kansas or Kansas State. He brought a really good edge guy in. They got two good transfers on the defensive front, and they feel like their defense is going to be really good. So we're going to get a feel how good the offense is going to be when we see them play Baylor. This is going to be a good competitive game, I think.
Well, and Aranda's on the hot seat because, he came in, he was the defensive, guru, and, and things just haven't really worked out, like they planned there. So, the one thing you don't want to do, if you're him, is lose to a team who's going through a coaching transition. Because, then if you do that, then your president and athletic director or athletic director is thinking, well, hey, who would coach,
Right. Jeff, can you hear me?
Hello.
Dude, we got you, Jeff. Uh-oh, we might need
Can
to
you
call
hear
him.
me?
We can hear you now. We can hear you now.
There you go.
Jeff, is there Auburn, their second game of the year, they play a real powder puff, little cupcake.
They play the Harvard of the South. Those kids are so brilliant, it's unbelievable.
It's a cupcake.
You can't get into school, they're academic.
Anybody can graduate from Southern Miss.
If they would lower the academic standards, we'd be a power at Southern Miss.
There would be none.
That kind of a tune-up, I guess. Obviously, we're giving Coach a hard time, big Southern Miss guy, but what does that game, I guess, one of those things where you just try to stay healthy, win the game, and get ready for Florida the week after?
Cut his mic off.
Yeah, well, look, Brett Favre ain't walking through that door.
No.
All right.
James Hale's not walking
Hale
through that
is.
door.
I'm not coming out of retirement either.
He probably couldn't walk through that door anyway.
You know, I mean, I think that's an important game because you know it's a night game. It's the home opener, and look, Auburn's home field advantage. You know, Hugh Freeze. That was not a home field advantage when Hugh Freeze was there, and so you know it's time to get the home field advantage back. And there's a chance right there to make a statement, make a strong statement, and yeah, you do need some positive mojo. You know, going into that SEC opener the next week.
Hey, you talking about Auburn's home field advantage. We know in my lifetime I've never seen this happen at Auburn football to be so bad the last 4 or 5 years. But you go back, what they've done since 2000, they've won 138 home games. They've only lost 49. They're winning about almost 74% of their games at home. And, Jim, you saw it firsthand. That place is crazy.
Yeah,
he's right. That Florida-Auburn game, because I remember those games in the past. That's going to be great atmosphere. That's going to be a great football game. I'm sure that's going to be a night game, too. Have you heard what time kickoff is for that one?
It's in the 6 to 6:30 range.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's a night game.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, look, and Auburn at 6 and 6:30, a primetime game. That stadium at night is just an amazing place to be.
What do you hear? What about injuries at Auburn? Have you heard anything? Have they had people, one of their key players, get hurt or anything like that?
I mean, I think for the most part they've been pretty healthy. Now today they've got a scrimmage, and this was pretty cool. Yesterday, you know, they planned on doing a light workout and all that stuff. Well, all of a sudden, Alex Golish blows the whistle, and they have an impromptu scrimmage, you know, right out of the blue. I mean, just surprised everybody. So, you know, they went after it, you know, for a little while yesterday, but today is the first, you know, big scrimmage at Jordan Hare. So, you know, you always kind of hold your breath, you know, when you go into that because, you know, when big people run into each other, some bad things can happen.
I like what he did, taking the kids out away from everything. He said whatever they were into, dogs, female, whatever they're into, he's taking away from that. It's going to be all football, the entire camp. We talked about that last week. I like that. I'm glad he did that. I just think they did like the home run. I think he's going to do a great job. And of course, I thought Hugh Freeze would do a good job at Auburn too, but I like what he's saying. I like the way he's running things. If you're an Auburn fan, you've got to be happy about what's going on at Auburn, I think. Jeff, anything you want to share with us before we let you go? Anything going on? You doing well?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say that, you know, when he took him to the hotel, he didn't take him to the Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, he took him to a nice
place. He took him to the Marriott Grand National Resort.
Right.
So that sounds like a cool place to spend about 12 days.
Wasn't exactly Petticoat Junction, huh?
Yeah. Hey, how's Miss Terry doing? Is she doing pretty good? You talked to Miss Terry lately?
You know, Miss Terry and I haven't had much contact. You know, but look, I see her on TV every now and then, and she looks fantastic. And look, Nick Saban looks like better than ever. We saw him at the Knicks Kids luncheon the other day.
Right.
Look, retirement is doing him very, very well.
Can he hear? I know he has problem hearing sometimes.
I think that's a choice.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Look, I mean, you know, he's what? He's 70, going on 75 now.
Yeah. No, will it be 74 or 75?
He'll be 75. Yeah. On Halloween.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Love that, man. All right, Coach. We will talk to you next Friday, Jeff. You have a great week, okay?
All right. Have a good one, Coach.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, sir. Get out to Newbies. Have a great time. 4 wonderful locations. Love John and Charlotte. They always give back to the community. Of course, we know how much money Charlotte gave to the university. She is incredible. They're going to have the best entertainment for you all summer long like they've have. They're going to have it for you in the fall, especially on Friday, Saturday nights. Get out on Newbies 2 on the Curve. Watch all sporting events and have a great time. Jason, talk about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Where are you located?
Yeah, we're located on 23rd Street, Del Coronado Village, and in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. We got a free sample bar. We got our InBody 570. So if you want to kind of track your results, track your weight, track your skeletal muscle, through the season, so you're not, dropping muscle, you can come down there, use that for free. Just follow us on Facebook, Max Fit Sports Nutrition PCB, Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Locals taking care of locals. That's Jason Kovaleski. That's also Patrick does a great job. Turf Pro Pest Control. Your yard will look like a golf course. Call them up. They'll come up with a game plan. They'll execute it, and your yard will look absolutely beautiful. If you got bugs in the house, not anymore. Turf Pro Pest Control will take care of that. Bugs in the house, bugs in the yard, gone forever. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer on the beach.
Yeah. Then for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Looking for your next reliable ride? Don't break the bank. Cruise on down to Emerald Coast Auto Sales. From spacious family SUVs to sleek fuel-efficient sedans, we have an incredible selection of quality pre-owned vehicles waiting just for you right here on our lot at Emerald Coast Auto Sales. Drive home happy today. Emerald Coast Auto Sales, 2815 15th Street, right across the street from Cedar Grove Elementary.
Outlaws Barbecue, the best slow smoke barbecue and ribs that fall off the bone. We're talking sandwiches piled high with tender pork, juicy beef brisket, or chopped chicken, plus delicious catfish, fried shrimp, smoked prime rib dip sandwiches, smoked wings, and the best smoked tuna dip on the beach. Save room for homemade cobblers and banana pudding, and catch live music Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Outlaws Barbecue. Catering available too. Outlaws Barbecue, 6804 Thomas Drive.
Canes fans, the 2026 Miami Hurricanes football season will be here before you know it, and there's no better place to experience it than inside Hard Rock Stadium. Feel the energy of the crowd, the excitement of game day, and the moments you can't fully experience from your couch. Season tickets are the best way to make sure you don't miss a snap, a score, or a signature Canes moment all season long. Lock in your seats today at MiamiHurricanes.com/football. That's MiamiHurricanes.com/football.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, take us to your leader, you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Let me tell you the lineup next week. Monday is Griff Day, Arnold High School. Tuesday will be Floyd Day, Rutherford High School. I got to call and make sure we get everything lined up. All these high school coaches will be talking to you from 7:15 to 7:30. Wednesday's Coach Brown, Bay High School Day. And then on Thursday, Coach Witten, the legend at Mosley High School. Friday, we'll have the Taco Bell Tiger Shark update. Coach Tanner Jones and Bozeman Day. We'll have Coach Sean. How old is he? He's a young guy, isn't he? Coach Bozeman's new coach.
Oh, he sure is. He's in his 20s.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him.
Mid-20s.
We're going. I talked to him the other day. We'll have him on at 7:15, and the Taco Bell Tiger Shark update will be at 7. We got 3 great locations: Taco Bell's in Panama City Beach. My favorite's right here by the bridge. Edgewater Shopping Center is the newest one, and of course the one they do really well. The one up there on Back Beach Road by near 79, but the one down in Port St. Joe. They do well down there. All those Tiger Shark, all those students, all those fans down there, and especially the people that just live there, they love Taco Bell. We all do. They're in there all the time. And if it wasn't for Taco Bell, we wouldn't be talking about the Tiger Sharks. We would be focusing mainly right here. So thank you, Taco Bell, and all those great, wonderful people. All right, I want to get into Ohio State. We got time. Let's jump into it. This is the percentages they give these Ohio State Buckeyes, the experts think is going to happen. Ball State, at home, 99% chance to win the football game. I think that's about 99.9.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
I think it's 100%.
The big one, The big one, and a lot of people believe they're going to be ranked 1 and 2. I think they were like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State at Texas. Ohio State's only got a 46% chance to win that football game. Steve, I'll ask you, besides these two Buckeye boys, Ohio State on the road with, in my opinion, the best college football player and the number 1 draft pick overall, I think is going to be the receiver they got. He's Julio Jones playing Ohio State's what you got. Sayin has got his second year playing. I know how good he was. We had him in Alabama. The guy's a freak. Everybody's got Manning up for the Heisman. I think Sayin's better. That's just me. I think he's a better quarterback, passing quarterback anyway. Does the Buckeyes go on the road and win this game? The experts say they only got a 46% chance. What do you think about this game?
I think Oregon's the best team in the country if you look at their roster. To me, Ohio State's a close second. I think it used to be the SEC had all the speed. The SEC had all the athletes. Urban Meyer goes up to the Ohio State, and he brings that mantra. And next thing you know, Ohio State is big, they're physical, and they're fast.
Yeah.
And it's not Big Ten football like it used to be. The guys with the big shoulder pads, you know what I mean,
move.
would just pound you to death. Now, Ohio State looks like one of those old SEC teams where they're just fast, they're athletic, and so if they're not in the national title game or at least close there, it would surprise me. That's how good.
Do they beat Texas week 2 at Texas?
I think they do. And I know that's on the road. I know that's a tall – I think, again, that game sets the tone for either of those two teams. If you win, you think, man, I got the inside line and the positive momentum to run the gauntlet and run this thing. If you lose, you go, well, let's take a step back because now maybe we're not as good as we want to be.
All these SEC coaches are kind of upset with the commissioner because they were fed a story.
Right.
We go to 9 games. We agree to this. This is what's going to happen. It hadn't happened.
If I'm Texas, the one thing I'm really happy about is I'm playing Ohio State early because maybe they haven't worked out the kinks yet. Maybe they're still tinkering with some things. I would rather, if I'm Texas, I'd rather play them early than later in the season when they're rolling.
That game cost Texas. If they'd have played Southern Mississippi instead of Ohio State, they'd have been in the playoffs. Now, could that game come back and bite either one of these teams and not get in? I don't trust the committee.
Because conference play is going to be brutal, obviously, for both of those teams. And so, absolutely, you can get penalized early on. In contrast, though, if you win that game, boy, you're feeling really good.
Yeah.
Then later on.
I just hope the committee does it because this is what people want to see, games like this.
Right.
I hope they don't penalize either one of the schools for playing this football game.
Well, if they do penalize them, then you watch going forward, these Power 4 teams, they're going to play Cupcake University the first 2 games every year, and why not before they get into conference play?
46%. What do you guys feel about that? Too high, too low? What do you think?
I think that's way too low. Obviously, I'm a Ohio State fan my whole adult life, my whole life, really. The game was close last year, but the big reason why the game was close last year was the first game Julian Sayin had ever started, and they kept it as vanilla and as simple as you can possibly make it against a really good opponent. I don't think that's going to be the case. I have a lot of confidence in Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator at Ohio State, and Arthur Smith coming on the offensive side. Is it going to be a close game? Yeah, it's going to be real close. I feel a lot better now that Ohio State's got a real kicker compared to the guy that let them down at the end of the season last year. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a field goal either way. I think it's going to be really close. But 46%
and
it's
a night game. It's not 11 o'clock. It's a night game.
I think it's about right. Basically, it's a coin flip. I mean, you give a home field advantage to Texas. I mean, if you look at 1 through 85, they might have the most talented roster in all of college football. Look what they had at Cam Coleman. I mean, they didn't have anything close to that last year. 2 running backs
they brought in, the
2 running backs.
Yeah.
I think one thing they're overlooking is their offensive line. They struggled big time last year on the offensive line, and it really wasn't. I know everybody's looking at the Ohio State game, then lose it. Yeah, if they schedule a cup, they're probably in. But they struggled against Kentucky, went to overtime. Struggled against Mississippi State, went to overtime. I think they lost to Florida.
They did,
and that was not a great Florida team, they had good players, but they weren't great at the end of the year. So those are the reasons. And to me, it comes down to this: do you trust Arch Manning and Steve Sarkisian more than you trust Julian Sayin and Brian Day? Because to me, the weapons are comparable. I really trust Ohio State's offensive line. They got all 5 guys back. I mean, they got 3 preseason All-Americans on that offensive line. I think bringing Arthur Smith in was one of the most underrated hires in the offseason because he's an offensive line guru that comes from the NFL, been a head coach, been an offensive coordinator at the NFL level. So they're going to get back to running the football and being really physical. And we've already heard this out of camp. that offensive line is going to be the strength of the team this year, and that's not been the case under Ryan Day, but they've been emphasizing that for the last 2-3 years, and I really think that defense, Matt Patricia, they always have talent. That's going to take care of themselves. Will they take a step back? Absolutely. You lose Caleb Downs, you lose Alvaro Reese, you lose Sonny Styles, you're going to take a step back. Those guys are top end, maybe all Hall of Fame type NFL players in the future. So they're going to take a little bit of step back, but I think the offense is going to be much better. They like this group of receivers better than they did last year. They think their 2 through 5 is better than it was last year, even with Carnell Tate going so high. They got the kid McQueen that's usually blowing it up from, I think, San Diego State. San Jose State, I think he came from.
No, Texas State.
Okay. He's been blowing it up.
Texas
They got
San
Ennis
Antonio,
back. Jeremiah Smith's lost 10 pounds, so he went from like 230 down to about 220, and they said he's running in the 4.3s now and just still as physical, still as big.
All right, let me ask you this, though. You're fair and balanced.
Yeah.
I remember watching that game.
Right.
Everybody was watching it. Texas had people open, and he couldn't get the ball to them. And you think you'll see improvement on that side of Texas offense this year, or will Ohio State do a better job covering? Because I remember in that game a couple times, they would have been big plays, and he couldn't get the ball to them.
I think this game's going to be a lot different than last year. But neither coach trusted their quarterback last year. They were both early starts, big-time game, a lot of nerves. You know, Arch Manning played really well at the end of last year. I still see some mechanical hitches in his delivery. He throws a little sidearm. He gets a little off schedule sometimes. He tries to, leak out. But his legs are the ultimate equalizer.
He's a good runner.
I think this is two of the best rosters in college football. I think it's minuscule. Who wins and loses is going to be about coaching,
Who has
penalties.
the edge at quarterback? I give it to Sayin.
I give it to Sane, but Sane needs also to use his legs. I mean, we saw that last year in the Miami game where he could have ran for first downs and just stood in the pocket and took a sack. So, it really depends on how Arch Manning has developed within the pocket and having these new weapons. I mean, he didn't have weapons last year like this. So I think it's going to be a close game. I'm not ready to pick it. I mean, I'm always a Ohio State fan. I want them to win, but, they are replacing a lot on defense. Going to Texas at night is going to be a hard atmosphere. So,
all right, here we go. Kent State, 99%. I agree with that. Illinois, not at home, 95%.
Yes.
That's a tougher game than people
Bielema does a
realize.
good job. I'm like you. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't.
95% is high, but they should win that.
At Iowa, on the road at Iowa, 88%. I thought that would have been a little bit lower.
The problem with Iowa is a bad stylistic matchup for Ohio State. Ohio State's a track team on turf, you know what I'm saying? And Iowa's I want to drag you down into a 16-10 game. That ain't going to happen against Ohio State.
Maryland, 98%. Yes.
They'll blow them out.
Here's the one. At Indiana, they get the Ohio State Buckeyes 61% chance. That's to me, that's one of the biggest games.
A lot of people forget Ohio State should have won that game against Indiana last year. I mean, he missed a 23-yard field goal, 4th and 1, quarterback sneak, guy falls down, and they actually gave him the first down, had to review it, or else they would have scored a touchdown.
But I think people don't realize Indiana's got a lot of people coming back.
This is a really good Indiana team. I took a deep dive into their roster because I thought it was a lot of hype. Hoover leads the nation in passing yards and touchdowns right now. He's thrown for 11,000 yards and over 70 touchdowns. Kid's going to be good. And bringing back these fifth-year seniors that they got at linebacker and defensive line, Daly had like 17 and a half tackles for losses last year. Bringing him back is really going to solidify that defense. I expect them to be a top-5 team again. I mean, unless Signetti somehow forgets how to coach. And he's got some of the best coordinators in all of college football. I'm more scared about Indiana than Oregon, and I know Oregon has more talent, 1 through 85, but Dan Lanning, to me, just has not proven it in these big games.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We'll come back and finish up with this. Steve Bike Shop, I love Steve. Swim coach at Mosley High School, been in business since 1979, one of the most honest, hardworking guys out there. You're talking about local. You can't get more local than that. Don't go waste your money at these national brand stores, get these cheap bikes. Go get you a good, real one. Electrical bikes are taking over the world. Dr. Chad Mitchell said it was the best thing out there. If you got a heart condition, you got bad knees, bad back, you can get great exercise. When you get tired, turn on the juice, get back home. Steve's got all kind of brand new ones. He's got used, and he works on them. Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street, the place you should go. Kyle Vandergriff, I love the Vandy family, legendary family. This boy is incredible. Everything he does, he's knocking it out of the ballpark. TK Vandy Roofing and General Contract, they build it, they design it, commercial, residential. They can do it all. And Kyle, happy anniversary. I don't know how many years it's been, but what a wonderful man. He'll be with us next Friday right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Get out Taco Bell Day. Have a great time. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
My observations, that offense, I didn't see a drop pass. That's a young, highly quick, and energized offense. It's almost got a college feel to it. Caleb Williams has lost, he told me, 13 pounds. Now, he's done his bulky. A play broke down. He looked like a wide receiver.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 1.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 93 with a gentle breeze at 11 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 83. Tomorrow, mostly sunny throughout the day with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, and a high around 93. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Upgrade your time on the water. Blue Water Marine Electronics is officially open at 2320 West 15th Street in the old Kawasaki dealership. Blue Water Marine Electronics, your premier destination for marine tech. They sell, service, and install everything from top-tier GPS and fish finders to sound systems and trolling motors. Need repairs? They're Bay County's authorized Minn Kota Warranty Center. Blue Water Marine Electronics, 15th Street, Panama City.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Bonafide and qualified.
Live and local from the J. Michaels Studio.
Certified.
On the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Okay, everybody's got, give me 1 second. I know it's only a 2-hour show, but just give me a second. All right, let's get back to Ohio State Buckeyes. We did talk about the Indiana games a bit. And I'm going to tell you what, Ohio State's schedule is a lot more difficult than it's been compared to last year. Same thing with Indiana. Not only they got Texas, they got Indiana, then they got after playing that big emotional game on the road, they got to go travel to USC. But they do give them a 75% chance to win the game at USC. You're high on USC. How do you feel about this one?
I do think USC is a year away from being in that top echelon group, but the talent level's there. It just depends on how fast they bring that together on the defensive side of the ball.
That could be a trap game for sure, but I'm pretty confident. Here's my hope about Ohio State. I'm going to compare them to Indiana. Indiana, when Cignetti first came, they set the world on fire. Their 2 games they lost were Ohio State and Notre Dame. Well, Ohio State and Notre Dame ended up playing in the national championship game. Who did Ohio State lose to last year? They lost to Indiana and Miami. Both the teams have played in the national championship. So I'm hoping that this year Ohio State's going to reverse that after losing the national championship essentially to Indiana in the Big Ten championships where they kind of let it get away from them. I'm hoping they'll be able to come back. And I think their biggest problems are Texas and Indiana will be the biggest ones for Ohio State.
Well, you're talking about a trap game. You got Indiana, USC, then they come home and play Oregon. 72% chance to win that one. That's 3 tough games in a row right there. That's pretty you win all 3 of those.
Plus, you're traveling East Coast, West Coast, back East Coast.
Yeah,
time differences.
Yeah,
the schedule doesn't do them any favors.
I'm just hoping 10-2, top 8. I'd rather be in that 4 to 8 seeding because we've seen what the top 4 seeds with the byes have done, and get that home game, get you a little practice maybe against the Boise State or something, blow them off the field, and then come in ready for that.
Right.
Northwestern, they're home. They got a 97% chance to win. Then go back on the road at Nebraska, which I think they're going to be improved, 89% chance. And then the last one, Michigan. They got Michigan, Nebraska, USC, Indiana, Texas. But you look at this, the expert goes Buckeyes will go 11-1. I don't know about that. It's hard to win. Yeah.
Like I said, I would take 10-2 right now,
Yeah.
as long as we beat Michigan.
I think Texas will be tough. I think Oregon game's going to be tough.
I think
just
he
because
nailed it too. This is a young Ohio State defense. They're replacing a lot of stars. I want to get Ohio State early because they're going to go through a gauntlet. They're going to be tougher at the end of the year, and they're going to be battle tested when they get to the playoffs. You want to catch them early in the year when they're figuring some stuff out.
Right.
They still have some things on offense. Who's going to be their second receiver? They got Chris Henry Jr., who's got a lot of hype. Not quite as good as Jeremiah Smith, but he's 6'5", 210, runs a 4.40. He could be a stud by the end of the year. I want to get them as early in the season as possible because they're going to have some kids that
we got a call, but I want to get this in before this call. You just told me something that made me sad because I love watching LSU football, baseball, basketball. The women's basketball coach, I like her, but I don't watch the men's basketball. They lost a great one, man. Tell us who died.
Yeah, well, Skip Bertman, longtime baseball coach there at LSU, a legend. 11 College World Series appearances when he was at LSU, 5 national titles, and when he retired as the baseball coach, became the athletic director for many years there at LSU.
Didn't he hire Saban?
Oh, that's a good question. He was there from around 2008, so might have. But he was 88 years old. He died this morning, but just a legend. So much of a legend and such a successful coach that now, if you're named Coach of the Year in college baseball, it's a Skip Bertman Award.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a kind of legend he was. But again, 5 national titles. LSU had never won a national title in baseball until he got there.
Wow.
And then he won 5 of them. Again, 11 College World Series. But just an institution at LSU died this morning at 88.
Yeah.
But if you're a college baseball fan, whether you enjoy watching LSU or not, you know who Skip Bertman is.
Wow. Lost a great one. Do we get a caller?
We do. We got Coach Moon on the line.
Oh, my God. You talking about another legend. Did we lose him today? Is he gone? Coach Conrad Moon. Good morning, Coach.
I'm not gone. I'm just listening to you guys. You know, another guy back in there, Berkman, that coach that was at the University of Miami at the same time. I think if LSU wouldn't win a national championship, so would Miami was. That was another great baseball coach back then. But I just was going to say I was disappointed in you, Coach, this weekend. I had some guests down here last week, and we went to your sponsors' places. We went to J. Michael's twice. No Coach Hale. We went to Outlaws once. No Coach Hale. You're always talking about how you're always there, but we didn't see you.
Was I in Birmingham?
I have no idea.
I might have been out. Was I here? Was I on the radio last Friday?
Yeah.
No,
I wasn't. I was in Birmingham. I wasn't saw Jamie.
You might have been at home eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I was back, though. I don't know. What time did y'all go to J. Michael's?
Well, we went twice. Once for lunch and once for dinner.
There you go.
Yeah, well, I'm usually there. You know, I'm usually there at 11 o'clock.
Hey, Conrad, we need the Conrad Moon golfing update with all your fiscal problems there. So is the golf back on par or what?
Oh, yeah. I played pretty well today. Yeah.
I need a Georgia update on their offensive line.
I had a 69 today.
Hey, set these guys straight. They don't need to worry about Georgia. I still got Georgia winning the SEC. I kind of think it's going to be Georgia and Ohio State playing for it.
Well, that's a possibility. Jason, the line is going to be no problem at all.
Yeah.
They got 4 of the starters from last year returning, and the other guy that's playing, played quite a bit. So essentially, we got all 5 guys back from last year, except Freeland got drafted, but the guy that backed him up when he was hurt and started, he's in that position. So we're okay. And the new offensive line coach was the assistant last year, and they all like him. He's a young guy, NFL guy. So I think we're going to be better off this year than we were last year with the offensive line.
Steve says only one game you're going to lose, and we all know that. There's only one game you're going to lose. That's going to be in Atlanta when Florida puts a beat down on them.
Coach, I didn't say that. By the way, we just hope we're bowl. Florida fans, we hope we're bowl eligible. That's how far the bar has been set for Gator fans. I will tell you though, congratulations on you said you shot a 69 this morning on the course. I shot a 69 last week when I played on the front 9, and then I had 69 on the back 9. So we had fun though, but still, that's an impressive score. Good job.
Wow.
Who'd you have with you, Conrad? Who'd you have with you? You talking about you had some people with you. Who were they?
There was, you've met them before, those Tim and those kids.
Oh, yeah. They came on the show before, right? They were on the show one time.
Yeah, the kid. This is unbelievable. We've all been best friends since the first grade.
Wow. That's damn.
What's
that been, about 90 years? That's crazy.
Yeah, 150 years.
That's awesome.
And ever since we all got married and all got out of school, we all meet at least 2 or 3 times a year somewhere for a golf outing for a week. And this year it was down here was where we all met. So it's a good thing. You don't find time. You got three of your friends that 4 of you have been best friends for that many years, and we've been through a lot together.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, that's awesome, man. Hey, listen, Conrad, we got to go, brother. We appreciate you calling. You take care. I'll see you soon, okay?
Okay. See you later.
Good day.
Steve, again, where are you going to be tonight? What game you calling? Who's playing? Where, when, and how?
Arnold is hosting North Bayhaven tonight, so I'll be the PA announcer there for that game. Mosley is hosting tonight at Tommy Oliver Stadium. You got Bozeman hosting for the first time ever playing on turf on their new field. And then we've got Bay and Rutherford on the road. The kickoff classics are tonight. Next week is when the season starts for real.
Now we want everybody that plays or loves Arnold High School, get to Pepper's Mexican Grill, Panama City Beach Parkway. Go have a great meal before the game. Hopefully Steve will be there signing autographs. Get down there, have a great time. Then head out to the game, listen to Steve, and watch the Marlins get a big win. And then after game, head back to Pepper's Mexican Grill.
Didn't you say something about the margaritas were 2 for 1 or something?
House margarita should have won. The soft one, it's incredible, but watch out. It's got a kick. Jason,
yes.
Max Fit Sports Nutrition, where are you located?
23rd Street, Del Coronado Village, Pier Park, north next to Dick's Sporting Goods. We're running a lot of specials for high school athletes. I know there's a lot of things that they're needing right now, hydration products. I mean, it's going to be hot for this first part of the season, so come down and check us out. We got a free sample bar, InBody 570 at both locations. And give a shout-out to Performance MD. If you're looking for a hormone replacement, stem cells, peptide therapy, we can sign you up, get your blood work done, get you on a teledoc visit with a doctor to get you on the right track to, living a healthier life.
And Steve, what about a great first week of school? I think it's been great.
Yeah.
Couldn't have gone any smoother. Knock on wood. I know this is Friday, the last week, but Bay County, all of our surrounding counties, Walton, Okaloosa, Escambia, all of them started this week. And so this kicks it off. And so a great first week of school so far for all of our neighboring counties.
Go support all these high school cheerleaders, band members. Buy a program, help them out. These kids are incredible. Jim Bob, thank you for coming in. We'll see you guys later. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
And I think we've underrated Drew Brees. He's got 80,000 yards. His stats are better than Peyton Manning's. And the fact that he spent, I think, 5 years with the Chargers. And then shoulder issues. Miami doesn't want him. He goes to New Orleans and brings that city a Super Bowl.
It's the Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday morning. As we head into